In the gently rolling rural landscape of Maple Park, Illinois, about an hour due west of Chicago, lies a very special equestrian center. A welcoming place where both horse and riders can rise to their potential and achieve their equestrian dreams. Grand Prix Equestrian Center was founded in 2009 on the philosophy that every horse is a hero. Every horse has a story to tell if you listen. Every horse has a personality to discover if you observe. Each success and accomplishment is considered a team effort, and each individual's triumph is the result and reflection of the entire team. Grand Prix Equestrian Center is the culmination of a dream for owner and developer Ginna Frantz. Her vision was to create a world-class facility for riders and horses in the sport of dressage. Today, her vision is a reality and boasts a barn filled with many of the country's most successful and celebrated horses and riders. It is a place of warmth, love, and education. But more importantly, a place where anyone, regardless of age or ability, can reach their potential with the support of an entire team.
The first horse I bought.
Daddy.
For Ginna, she somehow knew at a very early age that she was going to achieve her dreams in the equestrian world.
Well, Grand Prix Equestrian is the result of a true dream that I had as a little girl. When I was about 8 years old, I would play on the front lawn of my home in my little town of New Jersey with my friend Elizabeth McAvoy, and we used to spend hours on the front lawn playing with little plastic ponies and horses. And I remember saying to her at one point in time, and it's interesting that I have this very vivid memory of this statement, that someday I am going to be a great horsewoman and I'm going to have a breeding program and I am going to be a huge horse lady. Well, here it is, the real enchilada. And it's very rewarding, I guess you could say, to feel that I have accomplished this great feat. I developed the place from the beginning. I built it from scratch. There were certain things that were here, but I pretty much developed the entire facility from the ground up. And I had never done anything like that before, so it was an extraordinary accomplishment for me. And then to open our doors and have almost an immediately full barn was also hugely rewarding. The facility is, I think, beyond special. It has a certain heart to it, a heart that I think is fed by the heart of the people who work here, my amazing trainers, Kim and Yvonne Bartow, the entire Bartow family, my farm manager, Jessica, all of the kids who work here as students in training. They all bring to this place their own special heart and their own special energy, and it's that drives this place to be the wonderful environment that it is. Not a day goes by when I'm here that I don't feel proud, that I don't feel joy, that I don't feel rewarded and blessed, beyond blessed, for what we have accomplished here and what we experience on a day in and day out basis. It truly is a dream come true.
Ginna never judges a horse by its looks or color, for she knows that what truly drives a horse is heart. and each horse brings something different to the program.
I believe that every horse has a heart, every horse has a soul, and every horse, as you'll hear from Yvonnes Story later, has a personality. Horses are far more than what you see at first glimpse. A horse may be a stunning stallion. A horse may be a tiny little miniature pinto. A horse could be a white, beautiful white Crabbit Arabian mare, my favorite. It doesn't really matter what a horse looks like, and believe me, I've seen many horses that were not good lookers, but had amazing spirit and amazing soul. I've been very blessed to have ridden horses all around the world. I've ridden in Asia, I've ridden in India, well, India, Asia. I've ridden in Morocco, I've ridden in France, I've ridden in Italy, I've ridden here in the United States in many different places. I've been on many different horses. Before I owned my own horses, I used to ride other people's horses. And it was in that experience, that early experience, that I really came to understand and appreciate the value of every single horse, that each one of them brings to this world of equestrian engagement, their own special talents, their own special unique personalities, their own special qualities. And I feel that every horse has their own personal mission in life. Some of them, it's a more esteemed mission. For some, it's, you know, their missions are more meager. It doesn't matter. I don't think that it's just the way a horse looks, although I'm very impressed with the way some of my horses look, but it's really what a horse tells you from deep inside. People say horses are stupid. Horses are not stupid. There may be some horses that are smarter than others, but horses are not stupid. One of the things that I've learned over the years as an equestrian, and something that's been an enormously valuable asset for me as a rider, is to appreciate the enormous sensitivity that horses bring to a rider equine experience. My particular little Arab mare is so incredibly sensitive that if I get on her on any given day with any given agenda of my own, she will pick up on that immediately, and it can create havoc in the riding experience. I've learned this. One of the greatest things that I think one can take away from a riding experience is patience. And one must learn patience when one is dealing with horses. Horses are magnificent creatures. I love them. I love whether they're brown, white, black, polka dot, it doesn't matter. Chestnut, roan, they're all, each of them, something very special that we should treasure. We are very lucky as human beings to have horses in our lives, and to have them as companions, to have them as pets, to have them as our partners in a show ring, to have them as our partners in a driving experience, in an eventing experience, whatever it might be, in a jumping experience. A horse goes much deeper than its coat. And this is something that I have great sensitivity to.
The facility is also the home of KYB Dressage, operated by Kim and Yvonnes Story, who for over a decade have been leading trainers, performers, and show people in the sport of dressage.
So Prix Equestrian is a dressage facility, and our trainers, Kim and Yvonnes Story and their team, are probably the premier, one of the few premier dressage trainers in this country today. And they're not just trainers, they're also performers, riders, show people. So that is a valuable contribution that comes to this facility. And I guess that it was important for me when I first started working with Kim and Yvonnes, and it was long before this facility was developed and built, that I began the process of dressage. And it's a sport that is truly a process. One thinks that one can ride, as I did when I first started training with Kim and Yvonnes, and I realized that that wasn't the case at all, that I really needed to forget everything that I had ever been taught by previous instructors, and I needed to start all over again, because the sport of dressage is an incredibly meticulous sport. Every little detail, every little movement, every little aid, whether it's a leg aid, a rein aid, whether it's a thought in your head, has to be fully recognized and realized. And that, to me, is what is so extraordinary about this sport of dressage, that you look at it. If you watch a true expert in dressage, for example, Olympians, dressage riders, you see this stillness. You see an amazing relationship between horse and rider where they're almost as one. You see very little movement. Well, it took years and years and years to develop that kind of alliance, that kind of relationship between that rider and that horse. And the process of achieving that and of reaching that status and that level, which is called the Grand Prix level, is unbelievably difficult. But every little step that you take and elevate yourself a little bit higher makes you feel so good that you know you've reached another step along this very, very, very difficult road towards the completion of this wonderful sport. But I say completion, there's never really true completion. Even the greatest dressage riders, and I'm sure my trainers would agree with this, never complete their journey. It's a magnificent sport. It requires complete dedication and commitment, and it requires an enormous trust between rider and horse. And I don't think there's anything greater than that. Yes, you can watch jumpers, and that's very thrilling and exciting, but they're riding on a loose rein, and yes, they have partnerships, and I'm not putting down jumping. I'm just saying that, in my opinion, there is absolutely nothing like the relationship between a horse and rider in the sport of dressage. It's a special, special, special alliance. And that's why we do it here at Grand Prix Equestrian.
Thanks, buddy. Look at that. Wait, you believe? Thank you, buddy. Every horse is different.
Trainer Yvonne Barteau discusses how they will help anyone who will work hard and come with a dream, passion, and attitude achieve their goals, and how the most rewarding thing for them here at Grand Prix Equestrian is the horses and the responsibility they feel towards them.
Well, I think our facility here could be a little bit intimidating because it's so beautiful, and many people don't even ever get to visit a facility like this. And if they're not skilled and they're not experienced, also our reputation can be a little bit intimidating. And I think that's hard for kids, especially if they come in here, not to be overwhelmed and to still keep track of what is it they really want. And if they really want to ride well, or they want to learn how to start out in dressage, this is a great place to do it. And I was that kid that didn't know anything and didn't have somebody that would see the talent in me and see if I could be better than I was. And now I am, I'm the person that could help out somebody. And a lot of the times, if the kid has the heart, or somebody wants to be a trainer and they don't know how to get started, and you get started by getting a chance to ride. Get a chance to ride something. Get a chance to figure out if you can sit on a horse, if you can get along with a horse, if you can influence their behavior at all. And if you can, you have a chance. And mostly, it's about hard work and passion and a dream and an attitude. And if you have that, and then you get an environment like this to work in and you get a chance to ride quality horses, you can go so far. There's been kids that come through here that made amazing progress in such a short period of time. One of our trainers, apprentice trainers, Ryan Garza, that's here right now, he was an eventing rider and he was a groom, and he came in here and he's talented, could sit on a horse, great attitude, super work ethic, and he is an FEI rider in less than a year. 6 months. Just could already sit on a horse, but he's figured out so much. And we've had young riders that came in here that had no goals at all and made it to the North American Young Rider Championship. So we've been super lucky as being a place that has got to cultivate and find talent, and it's amazing where it comes from. To me, that's fun. It's fun to see these kids, and they work so hard. They have to, but they do joyfully, and that's a great thing. We're lucky. We're lucky. Why warm bloods? Well, we're competitive dressage trainers, so warm bloods are the breed of choice, and it's what scores really well, and they're suitable for what we do. And there's a lot of times, I started riding competition dressage on thoroughbreds and on Arabians, and I think that was great because I had to get really good to get my points. And then the warm bloods made it easier for me. I scored better. Even if the horse had a worse day, their gaits, they just get out of bed with the kind of gaits that we need for what we do. So they made us look better. They made it easier for us to be successful. And while there's so many different breeds of warm bloods, Dutch warm bloods, Swedish warm bloods, German, Hanoverians, Westphalians, they're basically a breed that is built for this sport. Their movement's a little bit more elastic, a little bit more cadenced. They look more pleasing doing the movements of dressage, and a lot of the way the mechanics of their body is, it works really well for our sport. So it makes us have an easier time at our job as trainers and competition riders.
Because of Kim and Yvonne's professional background in performance exhibitions, Grand Prix Equestrian Center has hosted numerous public exhibitions and performances, proudly exhibiting to enthusiastic crowds the amazing abilities of their horses and riders. While seeing horses perform at Liberty in a performance is both exciting and magical, Kim Bartow discusses the value of this type of training in building confidence with the horses and tuning into both the horse's mind and theirs.
The Liberty work, or the off-leash type stuff that we were doing today, that has several, kind of a compound positive effect on horses. It's particularly helpful with young horses that are getting started under saddle before they are under saddle, because it helps develop the concept of focus. I have what I like to call the learning mode that horses need to get into to maximize the actual training time compared to how much time we actually spend with the horse. A lot of it depends on their focus, and very, very basic Liberty work is tremendously helpful if we're patient with it to develop the mental focus and the confidence of the horse. In fact, that's the other word we use to describe the whole program, is confidence training, because obviously it's a completely no hands-on type of school. And when we take horses up the levels, so to speak, in the Liberty work, why, that's just individuals that we think would be really, really fun to, the horses that show a aptitude for that kind of work and are really excited about it. Well, we might extend that a little bit for the purposes of entertainment or just because it's fun. But the real value in it is tuning the horse's mind into ours and doing it in such a way that it really has to be the horse's idea. And I personally really have always enjoyed that kind of work because it gets really deep in their mind, and most horses, once they catch on, they really enjoy the interaction. Yeah. I think what makes this place special is the family environment. That is, the attitude is pervasive in this. It has been in our core group wherever we've been all along. I get a lot of feedback from people who are introduced to us here at the facility, come to visit or whatnot, and pretty much across the board I get, wow, this is such a comfortable place. And I wouldn't say it's an accident, but we're all here for very specific reasons. And the main reason is because we love what we do. We try to surround our people, we try to surround ourselves with people who love what they do. And we're all about learning. We're all about getting better. And when you have just a tiny bit of humbleness, and horses are really good at making us humble, I think that just makes everybody a little bit more laid back and a little bit more methodical, and not so much uptight like it can be a little bit that way, and especially in competition environments. We're sort of used to getting humbled by these horses, so it's no big shock to us. And I think people enjoy that because they get to come out here every day and watch us make mistakes, and that just happens.
At Grand Prix Equestrian, they love what they do, and that attitude and family environment is pervasive. A place where novices can build on the fundamentals of horsemanship and reach for both their potential and their dreams.
You know, at the end of every day, when I close my eyes and think about what I have in my life, the most rewarding thing of all, aside from my dear loved ones, is this facility, because it came from hard work, it came from a great deal of imagination, and it came from a dream. It doesn't get any better than that. That's rewarding.